Hey all, Hipper here. The day that I've been waiting for more than 6 months has finally arrived. We are getting the Colbert back. I'm just gonna do a video on it, and it's actually a video I've showed before, but I thought I'll just show it again, why not? So I'm running a full agile build on my Colbert here, and this is the rental version, but it's exactly the same as the ship will get on Monday. So 2-second rudder, 37 knots, remember that's before the speed boost, and an amazing 620 meter turning radius. That's just, well, that's great for a legendary cruiser. And look at that armor there. It's 30 millimeters. Wow. I know it's more theoretical because you can still get absolutely punished in this ship here, but still, it counts. 32 millimeters means that even Yamato cannot citadel you, unless go broadside, obviously. But bow on, you should be pretty safe. But just keep a look at that huge superstructure there, and also the blue armor there on top of the citadel. So yeah, it's not invincible at all. It's actually sometimes very, very squishy. So the 32 millimeter is more of a theoretical advantage than it really is in real life. So today I'm showing you a battle I played probably, well, it must be 6 months ago now, and I've had it on my channel before, but I thought I'd show it again because obviously I can't do another battle with Colbert because the ship is not available yet. And the one I'm going to show you is actually, as far as I know, the base XP record, because I haven't seen anything higher than 4482. And if you do have a higher one, don't forget to put it up on WoW's builds so everyone knows it. And I'm sure Father Monty would appreciate that as well. So also this was played on stream, so obviously the quality is not as good as it would be when you are recording straight from your Xbox. Anyway, I hope you will survive that, and also the fact that there's actually no audio, so I'm just gonna play music in the background. But anyway, it's all about the fact that Colbert is coming back, and that's fantastic. Now, Colbert will be a bureau ship, so you'll be able to research it in the bureau. But there's a big, asterisk here. To be able to actually start the bureau project, you have to cough up 3,000 steel. And then, I assume you'll be able to do the bureau project as normal. And I'm guessing it'll be just as long and it'll cost as much doubloons as usual. Or you can just wait it out and wait a year if you're into that. I won't. I'll be sprinting to the ship, that's for sure. It seems Wargaming would like to limit this ship a little bit, at least in the beginning. So anyway, why am I so excited about Colbert? And it's really because this is pretty much the ultimate agile cruiser, except for the fact that it doesn't have torpedoes. That's of course a problem, but look at how fast it turns here with that tiny turning radius and a 2-second rudder. And when you have the speed boost on this ship here, it goes 43 knots without any problems at all. It's really fast, and it really packs a punch. And especially, it's pretty much created for agile gameplay, because it doesn't matter which way you turn this ship, you'll always have about 50% of your guns able to hit the target, because one, they turn really fast, and also there's a lot of them. You can see there's like a bunch of guns on each end of the ship, and they can pretty much hit anything you're aiming at. It doesn't matter which way your ship itself is turning, which is obviously very good for an agile cruiser. The problem is that it's not very good at the cap contesting. I mean, you don't have torpedoes, you don't have radar, you're pretty much relying on other ships to spot for you, which is a bit of a problem. But if that's your thing, then we have Minotaur at legendary tier, which can do all of those things. And that's why these two ships, they just complement each other so well. Because what you can't pull off in Minotaur, you can pull off in Colbert, and the other way around. And that's what we need at legendary tier. We need some fresh gameplay and some new things to be able to do, and just a lot more fun, really. And Colbert is the first true agile cruiser at tier 7. I'm sorry, not at tier 7, at legendary tier. And it's been taking a long time to get one, really. And I mean, Colbert was out as a rental around Christmas, just after Christmas, and we haven't seen anything to the ship since then. And I kind of gave up hope, because I thought, okay, maybe it was too powerful or something. But look here how fast you can turn to trick incoming battleship fire, and also how fast you can just delete destroyers in the ship here. It's a lot of fun, and I'm not the only person who loves this ship here. There's a huge following of people who really think this is a fun ship. And it may look like a Cleveland or something like that to you, like just spamming HE, but the playstyle is very, very different. Like, this is not a Heidi ship like a Cleveland, where you just sit in a spot, or you assume the Cleveland position and just run away while you fire all your guns. This is a proactive ship that really gives you a lot of like bang for your buck, really. It's just a whole lot of fun to play, and that's why there's quite a huge following of people who really, really like this ship and who have been looking forward to it for a long time, and of course myself included here. Now, Colbert in conjunction with Minotaur, like I explained before, is pretty much what makes legendary tier fun for me. I mean, I know we have, in the meantime, we've got Des Moines, and of course that's a very, very powerful ship, but it is lacking actually quite a bit, I think, in the fun department, because it's actually quite an easy ship to do, Krakens and 200,000, 250,000 damage in. It's not too difficult, but if you ask me, it's terribly boring to play. It's a faster firing Baltimore, and although Baltimore is powerful, it's not exactly a a crowd pleaser, especially if you are showing your gameplay on YouTube like I am. Des Moines battles and Baltimore battles, they tend to be very, very static, and there's not really a lot of fun gameplay or surprising situations. It's a very strategic ship, whereas Colbert and an agile Minotaur, if you run an agile build on it, they're very tactical ships. Like you're always weighing up the pros and cons of pretty much everything. While in Des Moines, like you have a battle plan, you have a pretty much a fixed position, at least for the first 5-10 minutes, and you pretty much just take it from there. And every battle pretty much plays the same way, unfortunately. While in Colbert and agile Minotaur, every battle is just an adventure, really. And I'm sure many of you will ask, is Colbert coming back in its shape, in the same shape as it was as a rental? And the answer is yes, it is. There's going to be no changes. No changes to reload, no changes to heals, no changes to speed boost, and obviously no change to the armor. And like I said in the beginning, this ship has 32mm armor, which sounds good in theory, but really, if you try to take this ship out here, that like gigantic superstructure there, it's going to soak up quite a bit of damage. And yes, like battleships can't citadel you through your bow armor, but they can and they will hit your superstructure. And especially Minotaur is a very, very dangerous opponent in Colbert, because as you can see, Colbert only has 36,000 hit points. It's actually tiny for legendary. And if you happen to be if you mess up and you happen to be broadside to a Minotaur, it will take a Minotaur no time at all to remove all your hit points very, very quickly, especially because of that huge superstructure there that can just be farmed very, very, very fast, and to the detriment of your poor Colbert. That also makes Minotaur one of the real only threats to Colbert, really. Except for another Colbert, of course, and then the unlucky torpedo strikes, because battleships, like they're gonna have a tough time, because you can see how fast this ship is and how fast it turns, and the way I mitigate damage is to turn into or away from salvos and then fit my ship in between the shells, and Colbert does that probably better than any other ship in the game. And then add to that the fact that you have 32mm armor, so if you do get a hit, it's not the end of the world. You are unlikely to get citadeled. It's not like Charles Martel, for example. If you face legendary ships in that ship, if you take a Yamato shell, you're almost guaranteed a citadel. And I mean, that takes like half your health away. While in Colbert, maybe you take a penetration or something like that, but it's going to be a lot less. And that's what makes Colbert powerful. Not that it has a lot of utility like Minotaur, because obviously Minotaur is pretty much the perfect cap contesting ship, no matter if you run radar or smoke. I prefer radar, but that's a whole other discussion here. So Colbert is definitely a breath of fresh air, and I think that the fact that you have to pay 3,000 steel to even be able to research this ship is a very good idea. And I think this may not be a popular thing to say, but I think that is something Wargaming should take up more when it comes to legendary ships. I know it's a little bit late now because, I mean, every man and his mom has Yamato already, but probably something they should have thought about back in the early days. But I wish it was something that they would stick to in the coming, bureaus. And I think they could actually up the steel requirement a bit. Like 3,000 is quite low if you ask me. I know it's hard to earn steel, but I would believe most people probably have around 3,000 steel, unless they've already bought one of the 30,000 ships or the 30,000 ship available. So I think that 5 would be easily doable, and 10 I think would also be fair enough, because this is a niche ship. Let's be honest here. This is for people like myself who enjoy agile cruisers, and it's going to be a lot of fun for people who have Ru leveled up to a high level, just like I do, because then you can access that godlike agility, which you will need to make this ship here work its best, really. Well, I can't tell you how excited I am. It's been a long time coming, this ship here, and I have really missed it, because in the meantime I've been forced to play Minotaur, which is fine. I love Minotaur, and I do well in Minotaur, but sometimes you just get a little tired of Minotaur, and then you think, okay, I'll play some Des Moines, and then you play 2-3 battles of Des Moines, and you fall asleep. Des Moines is a very nice division ship, and an agile Minotaur, it's a very nice solo ship. It doesn't work that well in a division. While on the other hand, Colbert will work equally well division and solo. So I think this will be my ship of choice for the foreseeable future, for sure. And I think once we get a premium agile French commander, I think that will open a whole new world for this ship as well. So it's a ship with lots of potential, definitely. If we get another, or should I say, lots of new potential. If we get a premium French commander at some point, I'm not going to say we need it, but I mean it would be nice. So anyway, we reached the Kraken here in the background, but really this game here is just to refreshing your memory about how wonderful a ship this is. Another thing you need to keep in mind if you want to earn this ship is that you can only pay the 3,000 steel at some point during the next update. So what will be called I'm guessing it's the July or August update, I don't know. So you pretty much have 5 weeks, if you don't have 3,000 steel already, to make your 3,000 steel and then pay for the Bureau project. I'm assuming once you paid for the project, you can research it as fast or slow as you like, but you only have 5 weeks to actually access the project. Once the 5 weeks have passed, the project will disappear, and you won't be able to get Colbert then, unless Wargaming makes it available at some point down in time, or as a campaign ship at one point or something. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, this is probably not a ship that appeals to that many people. It's it has a very narrow focus, and I mean, obviously it appeals to me, and it appeals to a lot of people that I hang out with in this game, simply because it's just a lot of fun to play. Look at it zigzag here, so fast and so agile and just so smooth to play, and also the fact that you don't have to wait for your turrets. They just turn in like a matter of seconds. So you can throw the ship around, do whatever you want, and you will always have gone on target. So it's just an amazing ship, really, if you are into this playstyle. If you are into a more traditional, let's call it Des Moines playstyle, of course you could do that in this ship, but it would probably be better to invest in Des Moines then, if that's your thing. So the ship will be available on Monday when the update is released, and of course when the update is finished updating your actual console. And here we'll just grab the 6th kill to get that nice 4500 XP. I mean, if you want this ship, then get cracking, because you have only, like I said, 1 month to actually secure the Bureau project. And if you're not interested in, well, then just wait for it to be available later down the road at some point. I'm sure it will, but it probably won't be anytime soon. So that's the game here. 100 and almost 70,000 damage, Confederate, high caliber, Kraken, 6 kills, and like I said, just about 4500 XP. And like I said, I haven't seen anything higher, so if anyone has a higher base XP game in Colbert, do let me know. But other than that, I just want to say I hope you enjoy the next update, and of course also all the new tier 8 ships. There's going to be a lot of content, so it's going to be a busy month, at least on this channel here. And if you look at the comments, you just saw Meta Jerk. He can always sniff out a Kraken. So hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.